So the next story we have here is a lady that shares her painful experience, says love alone isn't enough to sustain a home. Please let's have it on the screen.
We have the video here.
Yes, we do.
A year of different preaching and teachings on marriage. What you will face in marriage, this one, that one. But up till now, I never hear any preacher or teacher we don't talk about this particular aspect. Where we say, I dey wait me talk about them. Nobody don't talk about them. What is that aspect? Financial bankruptcy in marriage. Hey. See, I kid you not. You see all this, I love you, baby. Baby, I love you so much. I love my husband. He's the man in the world. If you go through financial bankruptcy with your husband in marriage, you see that love you love your husband? It will turn to frustration. It will turn to bitterness. I've been there. Take it from me. I'm not telling what I've not gone through. See, last year, when I found out that I was pregnant for my baby, because I was pregnant, I did not know. Not that I was even pregnant. I don't reach 6 months. I don't know if I get belly. No sign, nothing, no morning sickness. It would disturb me. You know why I was crying when the doctor told me that I was 6 months pregnant? Not because of anything. There was no money. For good 6-7 months, I and my husband, we were literally begging. Don't say we beg people, but we dey squeeze way to find food job. That time I was doing Indomie, that my Indomie business. I was doing it back to back, as if say I dey find money I go use buy motor, no be money to buy motor babes. And they hustle money, maybe we see food job. It was that terrible, it was that bad. I used to, I've been a cry. I go cry like this, but they do nice prayer. That's how I go they cry. Have you forsaken me? Other people go marry, they go live well. Why my own different? See, for good 7 months, or more, I collect time. Me and my husband, we see shaggy. Waiting my eyes, see, this my mouth, no fit talk am. No, see, I never see that picture. We don't sit down, dissect that issue. See, financial issues in marriage, financial bankruptcy. It takes the grace of God to hold a woman may stay with her husband for that during that phase, because it's not easy. I've been there, I went through it. You say waiting. Yeah, I was telling my husband, you can never make that one hit you. Hi, nothing is as frustrating as it as I never see that thing. When I came out of that issue, I respect this life. I respect life. Life will hit you in places that you will never think of. Life will sit you down like this, humble you. You say you be who? You get waiting. Just the premier life no do you. Because now
come back. I was just laughing with all her pidgin English expression. In fact, the thing hit her. For her to express her like this. And she also said pastors have not touched that topic. And thank God we have pastor in the house. Yeah. Pastors, why are you not touching the topic of financial shege banza
in marriage?
In marriage, basically, it has been taught before. In marriage, is an institution. You get your certificate before you enter. While you are taking the certificate, they have told you it's for better, for worse. So while you are coming in, they have painted the picture to you that a time may come there will be no food. But basically, she is actually right, because many homes are scattered, many marriages are scattered because of this very singular thing. A season where the husband lost the job, the lady who is not quite doing something that's making more money, and there's no food, there's no this thing. Only few women have survived. Look what he says, right? Only few women have survived a year, 2 years without misbehaving. In fact, women cannot survive 1 month, 2 months. I can tell you for sure.
No.
Once is it after
I don't like the fact that you're generalizing.
So most women, let me say, most women cannot even survive a month or two. The moment is a month or two. The same man has been bringing all the millions in the house just a few months ago, and now they have been affected with food and lots of that poor boy. They frustrate a man, and by the time it's getting to 5-6 months, oh boy, that aspect is a very critical aspect that at that point they must sit down, look at a way to have love. They will forget that love. That love will disappear in their head straight away. It will now begin to. That's a serious test in marriage, because I've been there. So it's a serious test in marriage.
Success. Do you agree with Pastor?
150%.
Oh wow! Oh wow!
I agree with Pastor. You see, all this romance in marriage is because everything is fine. You see, you actually know who you actually married.
That's true.
When things have shifted, you see that your loving, beautiful wife, even the one that you think that respects you so much, get broke. That is why I used to say to all of those my friends who are starting up, I used to say, the girl you meet when you are nobody, you can trust her more than the one you will meet when you've arrived. That is why people who have gotten to a certain stage in their life, choosing a partner is like it's a battle for them. You see, when you're at your lowest level and you find a partner who is in love with you, without you having to pretend about what you have or what you don't have, you see, you should just marry that person as fast as you can.
Quickly.
Because when the trying time come, they will stand with you.
They will stay.
Even the ones that you married them when you were nobody and you became somebody, it's not even easy for them to cope. But at least they remember that we started from here.
That's true.
So if God has helped us from point A to point B,
Still
that
help
means
us.
He can still help us again.
To move further.
You see, I've seen a lot of men who say, I couldn't afford to provide food for my family for just 2 weeks. That 2 weeks, if I'm eating anything from my wife, she'll be counting it for me.
Yes.
Oh no.
Why did it take 2 minutes? You're eating morning, afternoon, and night. Couldn't you just...
Success, no, tune it down.
Tune it down. I was talking back from church yesterday. I was talking to a guy in the car, and he wants to get married, so he has introduced the girl and all of that. And so I was just telling him yesterday. He said, "You are scaring me." I said, "If I don't scare you now, I will not tell you the truth." I said, "The fear is necessary. Get to know the other side of the road, because if you think it's just going to be like this, you've deceived yourself." Have you ever dealt with a nagging woman? I think now
The nagging will come to magnanimous level.
So I said, be sure you are marrying a problem that you can manage.
Yes.
I said, if you think she doesn't have a problem,
Gratitude. Why are you nodding and saying yes?
Because
Are you
everybody.
saying where all the women are problematic?
no, I'm saying no. There is no perfect system. However, in any system that you have decided to choose, be sure you are to a large extent you can deal with the
Deal with
challenges.
it, yeah.
I think the other part that can make the matter a bit better is that when the man is down, probably the woman is doing a bit better. I can still manage through
To support.
Yeah.
You know, though the man will be collecting like they say.
Yeah, you
at that time,
bambos, yes.
but
Sorry, we don't take your call. I see that so many calls are
when it comes to
coming.
that point whereby, you know, the woman is not doing that much and the man is down and they have to struggle high. That man will collect.
Pastor,
That is even why most young guys should not marry an idle woman.
That's never tell your woman to be full
Yes.
where you cannot.
In this generation, full
I
housewife.
don't understand these two men today. Maybe we're going to lock the door against them because
Yes, we need to.
the way they are attacking women.
No, I'm not attacking.
You know, the lady that brought out
She said she saw Shege Banza. So she's
she said something.
advising.
She said something. He said
She saw Indomie as if she was going to buy a car. And imagine that she could not even sell Indomie.
selling them. You know, some could even bring themselves to go and do some odd jobs. Some women that time.
Yeah.
But some women who have reached that level cannot come to bear
At
that.
all.
They will come to come and do any odd jobs. Or the next thing is next available flight.
Yeah.
They will get the next available flight straight away.
Yes.
It's painful that you are attacking women like this and generalizing it. So I'm just going to advise the women out there. Please, you see these two men attacking you and attacking me inclusive. Please, we can do better. If you have chosen this man to marry him, marry for love. Don't marry because he is rich at some point. Because he could get to a point in his life that he will become broke. Might not be broke forever, but you know, some points he might be broke. Things might change. You know, so continue to love him even when he doesn't have, so that we can make these two men here ashamed of.
But if you really want to look at this the other way around, when men find themselves in such situations, they should also not be idle. There are men that when they are down financially, they just stay there and not do anything. The whole thing. So you don't expect such woman or such wife to be calm and sweet to her husband at that point.
If you
She needs to
find
push him.
We have a message. We
man
can quickly
who
take
is
this
like
message.
that man is not a complete man.
Yeah.
That's why no man enjoys being fed by a woman.
That's what there are men like
those who are
that.
planning to get married
That's why I
now.
said their balls are probably not complete.
Those who are planning to get married now. Don't marry because the guy has a 6-figure job now alone. Understand that a time might come in 5 years, 10 years, that 6-figure job might crash. And what will you do at that time?
Okay.
Some men might not be able to come up again.
Okay, thank you, Pastor. Let's read this message. It's from a viewer. It says, "Good afternoon, sir. Ma, please, what of men who only show love when they are broke? But when there's money,
that's
they
another
become
angle.
very difficult."
Yes.
My name is Mrs. Patience.
Yes, thank you, ma'am. Patience. Thank you.
Green snake in the
I'm
green
so
grass.
happy she brought this up.
Yes.
Some men will have money, you don't even see them in the house anymore. They run, they go get girlfriends outside and spend the money. When the money is finished, they come back home. So what do you
What
say
do you have
about
to say
that?
about that?
That one has a problem. You see, as a matter of fact, the love of that man is questionable. It's highly questionable. And you see, that is why the Bible also admonishes a man to love his wife. You see, these are the attributes of love. You show love when it is, it's not, you don't show love when it is just all right for you. You show love both when it is fine and when it is not fine. So if your wife have noticed that when it is not fine and you need her assistance, that is when you get to show love.
There was no love in it.
There was no love in the first place. There was no love in the first place.
You know, but a responsible man, he knows that a woman who suffered with you when there was nothing, when you have something, you should care for that woman more.
I was going to say that, Pastor. I do not want to agree to you that there was no love in the first place. We've been living together, we have children together, and we've been, doing the thing together. Why didn't you send me away all along? Because you don't have money. Now you have money, you remember who you love outside, and you're broke, you come back to me to eat from me? No.
Some men don't know how to manage.
No.
So let me ask you a question. A man's love is what compels him to be committed to his partner, isn't it? Now, if the man now gets some level of wealth and now decides to find somebody out who he thinks is better than you, will you still call that love?
No.
For success, that's being wicked, if you ask me. I mean, that's wickedness. You've been living with me all along, so you become rich and you think I'm not good for you anymore. Why didn't you send me out all along? So that's for me. But that man is wicked.
We have condemned that of the women, but this part of the men is highly condemnable.
Yes,
highly condemnable.
If a man loves his wife, trust me, he will prioritize her.
You know, sometimes
He will prioritize. Even when he wants to cheat. I have seen partners that cheat, but they don't play with the welfare of their wife and their children.
That's true.
So when it gets to the point where you go out to cheat, and the one that is at home with you, who started life with you, and who would be the one that will be standing when everybody has gone, and you don't still take care of that one, and your love is questionable.
And so don't you think that questionable love should be able to be, treated nicely? Because if you don't love her, let her go. Why are you keeping her to feed you when you become broke?
It is not, it is not everybody who actually wants to let go. You see, some people know that they're not treating you right, but they will not let you go.
Why?
Well, it has started way back. What do you think happened with the children of Israel in Egypt?
Obsession.
There are people like that. There are ladies that know that they don't treat their husbands well, but they cannot use their ear to hear that he wants to divorce or he wants to go.
How long will you even continue to let go?
I had a guy who said, if I cannot have her, no man will have her. And yet he's not willing to have her. He already has 2 kids outside with another woman. But he had told somebody that this lady will never get married. If I can't have her, nobody will have her. So the guy who came to marry her, he destructed the marriage. Guess what he did? He told her, I have built 2 houses. One, I did it for you. You didn't know that all this while I've been building, it was you I was thinking of. Told her a lot of sweet things. The guy she had gone to church with to do marital class, she broke up the relationship. When she went back to this guy, that is when the guy abandoned her.
Anyway, we've come to the end of today's. We've come to the end of the bus on Galaxy today, because I do not want to agree with you.
You have to continue.
I will lock you out.
You have to be. I have a lot of things to say.
That's why I'm going to lock the door so you can continue with me, because I do not understand why you attack a woman and then a man could not love a woman and keep her there. It's all messed